welcome back to the Coach Mack Show, our Pierce County edition. Coach, rain was the theme Friday night. But like you said before the show, both teams were getting wet.
That's right. It's this time of the year in southeast Georgia. I'm always checking the weather nearly every day. I'm checking the weather whether it's for practice or I'm checking the weather for the upcoming game on Friday. And we had known most of the week that we had a chance to have a lot of rain that night. And we got over there, sure enough, we had a lot of rain, had a little bit of a lightning. Started a little later than we wanted to. Coach Sean Pender, their head coach, and I had talked earlier that evening what would we do if something was to happen. We were either going to come back the next morning or maybe come back Monday or Tuesday night and play the thing. But again, even though you postpone it, that don't mean you're going to avoid the weather come Monday or Tuesday. So we waited it out. We went out there. It was just the field was messy. It was raining off and on the whole night. Hard to keep the balls dry. Hard to keep yourself dry. But I felt like it was important for us to go ahead and play through it because we may have a big game on our schedule to where we may have to play through rain later on.
Conditions.
So it was important for us to go ahead and do it and make sure that we can actually function in the rain. We had some good moments. We had probably more moments that weren't so good. But I was really pleased that we got it in. I was glad we got the work in. And today, as we speak, we just got done watching the film with the kids and hopefully make some corrections this week.
All right, the opening drive, talking about the rain, we received the opening kickoff, immediately had a fumble. But then your offense turned around and went right back at it. Yeah,
the opening kickoff, us fumbling the football down their area, that had really nothing to do with the rain. It was a dry ball. We just our guy got hit and fumbled the football, something that we can't have happen. And they turned it into a quick touchdown. We get the ball back, like you said, and we were able to hang on to it and have a long drive, take it down into the red zone. And I'm not sure we did anything with it on that drive, but one thing I was proud of was our offense was able to have some long drives. Although we were wide open, throw it nearly every play football team, we yet can still have time-consuming drives by still throwing the football, by taking care of the football. And, again, that's just the film showed us some good things and, like I said, showed us some bad things. But, again, the first half, I was glad that we were able to catch some footballs, move the ball up and down the field. Like to have gotten the end zone a few more times, but it didn't work out that way.
Some untimely penalties there, which we can't talk about like we would like to. But overall, though, I thought, just from a novice standpoint up there in the booth, they jumped out there quickly, but the Indians fought back. Y'all came back, got within 10 before halftime.
We did, and we left some points on the field on our extra points. We tried to kick the first extra point, and it got blocked. It was just poor execution up front and really poor execution by the whole group there. And then again we went for two later on. I think we come up short on it to kind of get back on track. But yeah, I was really pleased with it. We went in at halftime, had done some things well, gave us a chance to come out in the second half and put some more things together with actually a chance to win the scrimmage, but it didn't work out that way.
What did last week you talked a little bit about your defense and some of the new young men, that came back from North Carolina and all. What did you think of them?
Well, defensively, up front, we thought that needs to be our strength, and it has been our strength, our defensive line. Although we still made a lot of mistakes with our technique, our alignment, and again, just getting done with the film with the players, it was a lot of teaching, a lot of coaching going on during film as far as alignment, technique, and so forth. Our secondary coverage, our secondary did not tackle well. At times we gave up 2 easy touchdowns on pass plays where our coverage just broke down. And again, it's just a lot of things to work on. Tomorrow, I'm really excited about getting back on the field tomorrow, trying to make a lot of corrections, which we have to. Hopefully things next time we take the field against Brantley, hopefully things go better.
I know you don't want to give away too much with Brantley. What about your play at lineman that we talked about, the defensive front? How about your linebackers?
Linebackers, T.J. Wilson was out this game, and he should be back for the next game. T.J.'s our best, maybe our best defensive football player. He's an inside linebacker. Brandon Dale had to step in, and Brandon has to, he's got a lot of catching up to do. Did not play last year. He's back with us as a junior this year. And I think Brandon will end up being a very good backup and also put in a lot of time with the first group. But again, missing T.J. was really important. Again, Lance Thompson started at the other inside linebacker position. We expect good things out of Lance. Lance has a lot of improving to do, looking at the film, along with, again, our defensive front. It's a big group, a lot of size, a lot of quickness, a lot of skill there, led by Will Gowan. I thought Will Gowan had a pretty nice game on the defensive line. I thought that Drake Gillis had a good game on the defensive line. Both those guys being seniors, and of course we have two other sophomores also on the defensive line. We need them to really step it up and pick up their game for us to be the kind of defensive front that we want us to be.
I thought in the moving on to the third quarter, I thought third quarter defense really stepped up.
At times we did. We gave up big plays on the quick pass, big plays on the screen, and that's something that really what hurt us was in a scrimmage you don't really prepare so much for the other team as you do preparing your own scheme to make sure you have down the things you want to do. So I think if we had a chance to prepare for them to understand these are the things they do out of these formations, we might have handled that situation better. But we gave up some big plays there. But again, come the second half, a couple special team mistakes, kicked the ball the wrong place on kickoff. We really need to kick it more to the middle of the field, had bad coverage on that. Really, we tried to fake punt, and we were misaligned on that. That broke that down. But other than that, of course, Trey had a couple good punts, and we're pleased with that. Our long snapping needs to get much, much better, both on extra points and field goals and punting game. We got to do a better job long snapping. That's Brent Wiles. He's over at Valdosta State. I think he's the backup long snapper over there right now. Brent was really huge, one of the best long snappers I've ever had, and he's been doing it for the last 4 years. And all of a sudden now we're having to get somebody else to try to do that job. So we've been working hard at that. Hopefully, if we can clean up if we can clean up our alignment on defense, and of course, talking about the offense, the drops. We threw the ball nearly 50 times. We caught 14 passes, and we probably had nearly 20 drops. I mean, balls hitting the players in the hands. I refuse to let the players or the coaches or even myself blame the weather conditions because, like I told our receivers, in our style of offense, if a ball is thrown, it has to be caught, irregardless. That just has to be our attitude. And there's too many drops, too many catchable balls. I thought Trey Harrington did a good job throwing the football. He had really out of 50 passes, I think he had 3 passes that were really just poor passes. And that's not bad for throwing the ball 50 times. Offensive line, I thought, held up really well in pass protection. Really, really pleased with the job that they did, especially Tanner Morgan at left offensive guard. I thought he did, and Josh Combs. I thought Jason Combs did a great job also at the left offensive tackle. I think the right side has to get better. Left side looked pretty good, but I think I saw improvements throughout the game, and I really look for us to really be a very, very good throwing football team soon.
Yeah, we saw from the booth. We saw a lot of those drops. We were attributing a lot of it, to the weather. Pierce had some drops as well.
They did. But again, I mean, you cannot let your receivers get that mentality where they make any excuses for any ball that's not caught. For us to do the things we do on offense, which we believe as a coaching staff, it gives us the best chance to win. We cannot allow our receiver group to accept anything less than just catches. They got to catch everything. And irregardless of the weather, wind, rain, cold, it don't matter. We've got to catch the football.
All right. Well, Coach, on that, we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back.
The Folkestone Pharmacy, your original hometown pharmacy for over 45 years, is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet broadcasts. Folkestone Pharmacy accepts insurance from most local employers, including the City of Folkestone, Charlton County, Babcock and Wilcox, AJM, Charlton Memorial Hospital, and many others. The Folkestone Pharmacy wishes the Indians best of luck this season. Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation offers more than dependable electrical energy at a competitive price. Quality service is provided by a friendly and professional staff trained to meet your every electrical power need, whether residential, commercial, or industrial. If you have any questions or need information, call us at 1-800-262-5131. Okefenokee REMC, owned by those we serve. A proud sponsor of this year's Indian football broadcast.
All right, welcome back to the Coach Mack Show. Coach, got an open week coming up. We're just talking about it. What goes into the open week and headed into next week?
Well, open weeks are tough to deal with. You really have to organize yourself, make sure you're getting the most out of them you can. The players seem to, tend to relax a little bit more than you want them to during the open week. What we've done is today, Monday, we just did film. We just did film with the kids. We worked them out really hard in the weight room at the end of the day, sent them on home, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be on the field, and we're going to really work on our conditioning, work on getting our alignment right, make sure we really understand what we need to be doing, and making a lot of corrections for the next game. And then Friday, we'll work the kids out in the weight room Friday during the day, but then we'll give them that afternoon off, and I'll take that opportunity to go over to Baconton, Georgia, just south of Albany, and I'll watch Brantley County play Baconton, and it's going to work out great for me because the maiden softball team is also going to be over in Baconton with a 2-day tournament, so that's going to give me an opportunity to scout a football game and to watch my oldest daughter, Darby, who's a starting first baseman, watch her play softball. So that works out really well for me. And I think the rest of the coaches talked like they might go watch Clinch County hosts Brooks County. I know Clinch County's way down the schedule, but it's such a rival. Any chance we get to see Clinch, we're going to take a look at them. They're always on our mind. But again, this week it's about weightlifting, it's about conditioning, it's about cleaning up the offense, getting our alignment right on defense, and also getting better on special teams. And hopefully, if weather allows, we'll get that right. I know, and then just after this week, we start up some junior high football, then we start up some B-team football also in a week after that. And I know, football season's here on us, but it sure doesn't feel like it outside with the 90-degree weather. But yet, we need to get out in it. We need to get better, and I think that this week will really help us.
I know over the weekend we took some pics of the game Friday night, and on our Facebook page it has a little spot where you can see how many people have seen the post.
Yeah.
1,130-something people as of last night looked or saw the photo album from football, so they're hungry for football around here.
They really are. I mean, it's great. I mean, you got the NFL preseason games that you just get whet your appetite a little bit, watch some of that, and then of course we have college football coming on here within the next couple of weeks, so we're going to be in it, and I'm excited for it. And a big thing with Charlton County football, it's all about getting better right now.
Yeah. I know Coach Thomas has the Braves. What do you look for in the younger kids coming up? What do you expect?
The big thing I want Coach Thomas and his staff to do is to send us kids that are fundamentally better than they would have been if they didn't play the game. I tell Coach Thomas all the time, just send us some kids that can block and some kids that can tackle. And they do a good job with that. Actually, his staff, Marty Strickland, Chris Kraft, Larry Carter, they do a nice job down there with those kids. And they're dealing with small numbers. Again, at Charlton County, we're kind of used to that right now, dealing with such small numbers. But their season starts up a week from, I believe it's a week from Tuesday.
Yes.
They're going over to Fernandina Beach in Florida there. And I can't wait to see how they do. I think that from what I've seen in the soap game, what I've seen in the just at practice, watching them at the area of the field from us, is they've got a good group of some kids that can run the football, that really run. And again, right now, you look at our offense, offensively, we're doing the things we have to do out of necessity. We would love to run the football. We'd love to be multiple. We'd love to actually be a power football team at times. But our roster does not allow us to do that. Looking down at what Coach Thomas has at the other end of the field, maybe we have some guys that maybe we'll have some running backs come up and even some offensive linemen with some nice size. So I'm excited about those kids coming up at that level. But I think that at the junior high level, I tell Coach Thomas I'm really not interested at all about the wins and losses as much as how much better the kids are getting each week, how much involvement you have, and that we really try to build the football program through that level, from the bottom up, exactly. So I think that he does a great job with that. I'm really proud of the job, that the time he spends in there. A lot of junior high football coaches will not take time in the summer, because they don't get paid to work in the summer. But Coach Thomas will come out here all the time in the summer, and he'll have the junior high kids working out. So I really appreciate the job he does.
Yeah, they were working out all summer.
That's
too.
Right.
Just about it. Hey, Coach, you touched on Brantley a little bit before we jumped off onto the Braves. They had a scrimmage game this past week. What do you think we're expecting out of Brantley in 2 weeks?
Well, with the weather situation like it was this last weekend, I had an opportunity to actually watch Brantley County play Saturday morning. They hosted Bacon County from Alma, and I had a chance to go up to Nahunta and sit there and watch them scrimmage. Brantley County, first of all, is a solid, well-coached football team. Coach Mark Walker just does a great job. He's one of those coaches that you'd love for your kid to play for. He's just one of those guys. And, of course, I'm really proud of their defensive coordinator because he's one of my former kids, Tony Nasworth. Tony Nasworth was one of my former players, and he's been one of my former assistant coaches and a kid young man that I really care a lot about, and he's their defensive coordinator, and he's doing a great job with them. I was really impressed with their offensive scheme. They've completely changed offensive schemes from a year ago. A year ago, they were really the old Georgia Southern ham-bone type offense. Right now, they're completely a spread throw football team and will run the inside zone. Being that we were able to watch them, we've already started getting prepared for them a little bit, started getting our play cards together for practice and so forth. And again, like we talked about earlier, it's going to work out good for me to go see them again. So I'm going to get to see both of their first 2 games this year in person, which I think that's going to be really good. And then, of course, we're going to have them on film on the computer, start breaking them down and get ready for them. And, again, I go back and say extremely well-coached football team. On offense, you're going to see them really multiple, throwing the ball in a lot of different places, running the zone play, doing a really nice job defensively. We've seen it, of course, everybody now is a multiple defense. With the different offenses you see, you're multiple on defense. But I know Coach Naz is going to get them ready to go on that side of the ball. And we talked about weather earlier already just this afternoon, trying to look 2 weeks ahead of time. I know you can't get an accurate weather report from them, but I'm still looking because I hope that hope we have great weather, because I think if we do, I know the people from Brantley County will come to Folkestone. I think we'll fill this place up, and there'll be a great atmosphere in 2 weeks for that game. And of course, that's been a real rivalry type game. It's been a game that's been played for a long time, Charlton County, Brantley County. So we're really looking forward to that already. And like I said, everything we do between now and then, it's going to start moving us towards that kickoff.
They didn't give you a hard time going in the gate Saturday morning?
No, when I go to those things, I don't dress in Charlton County clothes.
Wear disguise.
That's right. I usually wear different things, and I usually go try to sit by myself. But anyway, it was the concession stand was really good. They had it up and running. I was pleased for that. And so I had a nice morning, nice early afternoon, watching a little football by myself. And like I said, both teams, Bacon County is a team that's not on our schedule, but has been quite often, is another team that's very good. So that was really a lot of scoring going on. Both teams really explosive on offense, and it was really good to watch. But like I said, I think we're going to see a much improved Brantley County in 2 weeks.
So we're definitely not going to see what we saw last year out of Brantley County, up the middle 60 times.
No, I think not at all. Not at all. No. You're going to see more of a wide open. Actually, I think a lot of their philosophy on offense is really the same as ours. Yeah, a lot of the same things they do, we do. So I think it's going to be there's going to be some real familiarity with both offenses.
Does that play into your defense? Practicing against your offense all the time?
Well,
and
it
playing
should.
Teams like that?
It really should, because we spend during the springtime, we play against ourselves. What we're doing offensively, the defense has to respond to it. It's not the other way around. And preseason practice, the 3 weeks we had before we got to this point, that's the way it worked out. We played against ourselves because we knew that our first 2 opponents, Pierce County this last Friday, Brantley County in 2 weeks, both of them's offensive philosophy is really the same. It all starts with the old Hal Mummy stuff at the University of Kentucky through the Valdosta State type thing, Chris Hatcher type offense, all that. It all comes from the same place. It's a lot of crossing routes, shallow routes, dig routes, and so forth. And we know a lot about it. We've been doing it for quite some time. And for them just to go to that offense, I was really surprised of how well they do it.
From one year to the next.
From 1 year to the next. And a lot of that has to do with coaching. Coach Mark Walker and his staff has just done a great job getting them switched over to this style of offense.
Does Coach Nasworth bring any inside information to them from?
He actually, he hasn't been answering my phone here lately, but I know where he lives, so I might swing by there. No, I tell you, he is a great young man and a great former player of mine. And he was a great assistant coach. He was one of my assistant coaches during some of our championship games. And I wish we can get him back over here, but I know he's found a nice place over in Brantley County. And Coach Walker's told me he's lucky to have him, and I know he is lucky to have him. And I know it's going to be hard on him. He said it's going to be hard for him if he's standing on the other side on the Indian field looking up in those bleachers and hearing the warpath. I know that's going to be tough on him. And
he might have a little bit of red under the hat there.
Yeah, maybe. But I, like you do, any person you really care about. I mean, if you're a true competitor, you really want to beat your friends. So, hopefully we can do something to make him have a hard night here.
That's a bumper sticker right there.
That's right. You always want to beat your friends.
There you go. All right, Coach. Well, we'll do it again next week.
That'd be great.
All right. We'll see y'all next week on the Coach Mack Show.